I'm currently on my Ronin and heading out on a short ride this morning. Probably I'll go towards Chennai Highway. Just wanted to talk about a couple of things before I start my ride. Right, as I turn on my ignition, everything works perfectly fine with respect to all the lights coming on and status check happening, and then the engine check light goes off once I fire the electric starter. All that is fine, and ABS light also vanishes once the speed reaches about 10 kilometers per hour. All that is good. But observed couple of things which I thought I should share with you all. When I do a full tank, right, when I mean full tank, I mean not sure if this is visible, but till this ring only, the inner filler ring, that's where I do the full tank till there. So when I do full tank till there, what happens is, and I put my key and turn on the ignition, and if at all I go to the distance to empty, right, if I go to distance to empty, it shows two blanks here, right? So I wondered what the issue was it a problem, or was it any other challenge with respect to, sorry about that. I wondered if that's a issue or a feature, right? So from that point of view, I did ask the TVS guys in terms of what the issue was. So I happened to meet two folks from TVS company. One of them happens to be from the TVS product quality department, and other gentleman was regional service head for South India. So they had called me for a quick discussion where they wanted to get some feedback and know more about the bike and what I liked, what I disliked, all that. I'm going to talk to you all about that in today's ride while we ride. We are still juggling through the stop and go traffic of Bangalore city. I have yet to head to the Hosur highway, the Chennai highway. There is some bit of traffic. CB350 in front of me. Not a safe riding, not a safe riding with mobile in the ear and neck bent. Bad idea, my friend. Finally we are reaching the highway after juggling through the city traffic, which was about close to 12 kilometers, 10-12 kilometers of city traffic. So which was definitely stop and go, and I had to be in the second gear, I had to be in the third gear, I had to be fourth gear, all sort of things. So now we are reaching the toll, and we'll be proceeding on the highway. running in of any bike is quite painful, right? Especially when you have to really maintain speeds like 50, 55 and under 60. It's not easy, right? You would really want to get over that phase much quickly, so that you can explore or exploit the full potential of the motorcycle. There is this toll and there is a quick check post here where I think they check for commercial tax, etc. So yeah, been riding on the highway doing 55, 60 kilometers per hour. Yeah, it's enjoyable ride, but it's too slow and boring. But otherwise, bike has been doing exceptionally well. Enjoying the feel of the bike. So coming to, we wanted to talk to on the topic where I had a chance to meet the product quality person and regional service head of TVS when they dropped by to the showroom, and then the showroom person was kind enough to extend me an invite to meet them. So yes, I happened to meet them, and they had series of questions, and where they wanted to hear the customer feedback. So the first and foremost is they wanted to know what I really liked about the bike, right? So why Ronin? So that's where I went ahead and spoke about the same things what I discussed with you all in terms of how feature rich this product is, in terms of specs, what the bike is loaded with, right? Starting with your LED DRL headlamp, your LED indicators, your Showa upside down front forks, your fully digital MID with ability to take voice command and Bluetooth, and lovely aluminum stock mirrors, and well built in terms of overall build quality, fit finish, and the ride feel in the city, maneuverability in the city, and comfort of the seat when you sit on it is really amazing. And we also spoke about the braking ability, the sharpness of the brakes, the ABS feature, how well it works, how well it's integrated. And another one which they really appreciated when I told them about is power to weight ratio. When they told me what really made you go with Ronin when you had booked Hunter, so I told them about the power to weight ratio, where this bike is 20 kilos lighter compared to the Hunter, and almost 20 bhp of power and 20 bhp of 20 newton meters of torque, where Hunter packs another additional 6 newton meters of torque and has an additional weight of 20 kilos. So how does that weigh? So typically power to weight ratio plays a very important role in any bike, right? So if the power to weight ratio is very high, so it really can match up with other bikes with another extra few newton meters of torque, but has much heavier build, or heavier by about 20-30 kilos. So from that point of view, I think it equalizes, and it's a fair competition, I would say. So that was something which they really appreciated. And what else? I spoke to them about the fit, finish, quality, level of equipment, and the ride quality, and ground clearance. Yes, I spoke to them about the ground clearance. I told them that hey, 181 mm of ground clearance is best in class for a roadster motorcycle versus what you get in Hunter, which is 151 mm, which is I think too low. And if you hit a little bit of off-road, you would risk the sump getting hit. Nothing would happen on the tarmac or nothing would happen on the gravel, but little bit of off-road, you're up for a chance. So yes, that was one. And yes, I did also talk about some feedback what I heard from each one of you with respect to one. What I spoke to them about was as a con was the turning radius of this motorcycle. So since the rake is a bit longer, right, rake is a bit longer, and then in the front the wheel sort of is coming towards a bit back, as you can see the design, right. That is something which is helping you in the traffic, right, to be able to maneuver in the traffic, and you'll be able to cut the lanes in the traffic and keep going, adding to the agility of the bike. But at the same time, the turning radius of the bike is definitely much longer due to the overall rake itself. So that is something which I told them, which I think should be okay for experienced riders, but newer riders it will take some getting used to. Yes, that was one point. And yes, looks are subjective. Many would say that they like this look, some would say they don't like it, and all of that. Looks are definitely subjective feature, so I didn't comment on the looks aspect. And another con what I spoke about was when they have given such a wonderful MID, right, which has got everything in it, they could have just integrated a USB charger into it, right? Not a big deal. USB charger could have been integrated into it, but other than this becoming another additional accessory, right, to add on and buy and install and all those things, right. So that was one feedback what I gave. And second one was again subjective. Many of you commented that instead of this particular MID being here, it could have, can it be on the right side, can it be in the center, all of those things, right. So yes, I did give them a feedback that probably this could have been in the center, or this could have been on the right, and probably instead of a single pod, it could have been a twin pod, right, one here and one here, with information, some information on this, some information on the other one. That was one con I gave as a feedback. And second one was I did talk to them about, yes, about the backrest. Many of you commented that, hey, is there an option to install a backrest as a standard or as a accessory? So I did ask them that hey, people would appreciate backrest here, because you know, when they travel with the family or when they travel with a kid, backrest would be appreciated, because competition is providing a backrest, right, as an accessory. So they said yes, they took the feedback on board, and then they said they will work on integrating a backrest. So probably we might see a backrest coming in sooner or later, which might integrate with your stock grab rail or the top rack what I've installed. So that is wait and watch. So that was one feedback. Another feedback what I heard from many of you was does TVS provide a split seat option? So no, my friends, TVS does not have a split seat option at this point in time. So not sure, it might come in, but not very sure about that aspect at this point. And yes, I did talk to them about the MID, where when I do a full tank up till the ring, right, the filler ring, the distance to empty shows 2 dashes. Let me, because this buttons wouldn't work when the vehicle is in motion, I will need to pull over and switch to DTE and show you guys those 2 dashes. Let me turn on the hazard light because I am pulling over. Alright, so okay, we are back to neutral. So now let me toggle DTE. So I spoke to them about this DTE which is showing 2 dashes, right? Can they calibrate or can they change it so that instead of 2 dashes it can show the kilometers, like how it does in any other bike, for example, say CB350. It shows all the way when you do full tank and come down. Accuracy is another topic, right? Many of you have indicated that it shows the bumped up figures and suddenly drops, right? So that is exactly probably the reason why TVS calibrated it this way, where your DTE would start showing up here once 2 bars are down on the fuel gauge, and these 2 bars come down say in about 150 or 200 kilometers something. So that we are going to see sometime soon. But it definitely starts showing up once 2 bars are down. That I have observed and confirmed to you and shown you the video of the same. So that was one. And yes, I did talk to them about the stock grab rail also. I did tell them that is one of the con, and it looks more like an afterthought, because where the seat ends, right, there is a gap in between where the grab rail is fitted. So seat ends here, there is a gap, and then the grab rail is there. So there's a gap in between the seat and the grab rail, and quite a bit of a gap. So when a person is sitting, they can probably be uncomfortable or be stuck in that particular position, especially if you're doing 3-up riding, triples. So with 2 people, absolutely no issues. 2 people, it's comfortable. The seat is good enough for 2 people. So I did tell them that probably seat could be a bit longer, have a backrest, and the gap between the seat and the backrest could be minimized. That was one con I provided. Then I think that's all was the cons what I shared with them, and rest all were positives about the bike. And I'm sure you wouldn't be surprised, right? Bike does pack tons of positives, tons of equipment, very high on equipment levels, very high on fit finish quality, scores 100 marks on these aspects. So that was my brief conversation what I had with the TVS quality and the service head during my meeting. So I was happy to see that they were very keen to hear the feedback, take the feedback on board, and go back to the drawing board and look at all of this as an opportunity to make improvements. So that was very encouraging. So yeah, that ends the TVS meeting with the TVS folks, and I'm riding, I'm loving the ride, enjoying the ride. It's getting a bit sunny, so probably time to find a place to get some breakfast. It's been a late ride today, my friends. It's been a late start, so couldn't really manage to commence my ride by 5 a.m. or 6 a.m. today due to a hectic week what I had. And typically I do my rides on Sunday morning, but this time I plan to do Saturday morning on the Ronin and keep the Sunday morning for the N1K. So N1K has been sitting in the garage pretty for last 2 weeks, so I've been missing to ride that. So definitely looking forward to pull it out tomorrow and take it out for a spin. So where do I head now is the question. So where should the wandering samurai head to? So wandering samurai, my friend, you might be wondering what is that? That's Ronin. Ronin stands for Masterless Wandering Samurai. A samurai who is masterless and wandering, typically. That's exactly what we are doing today. Wandering. Just to ride. I really wish I could push this bike, but unfortunately I'm not able to. So not able to, and I wouldn't want to, because I'm very keen to complete the running in a prescribed manner. There goes, I think this is a Triumph or a GT 650 modified. This bike, when you ride it slow, it feels like something else, probably like a CB350. But when it comes to, of course on the test ride bike I have done it, not on my bike, but when it comes to this 5000, 6000, 7000 RPM, it really gets into that RTR feel in terms of pedigree. So it becomes very evident and clear that the pedigree of this bike is originating from RTR, right? The same kind of feel, same kind of punch, the same kind of engine grunt it provides, and that is quite enjoyable, I would say, when you ride it or pull it to that RPMs. That's for some other day, not today. After the first service, yes, definitely. So we are at Shulagiri at this point in time. I really want to ride a little bit ahead, probably Murugan. Sri Krishna is a very good place for breakfast if you love South Indian food. So in case you're around this place, definitely try it out. And McDonald's, etc. Yes, it's a finger food, and then not so healthy, but good to indulge once in a while. So it's 12:20 in the noon, and we are reaching Murugan Idli, which is where I will get a quick breakfast or a lunch and then head back to Bangalore. It is getting slightly warm, not really hot, but slightly warm, I will say. The feel is probably 33 degrees Celsius. Okay, where are we? Alright. I've never come to Murugan Idli during this time of the day, so I'll need to see what do they serve during this hour. Hopefully I can park here in the shade. So here we conclude the ride for the day, and I'll be really interested to hear from each one of you once I post this vlog, to hear your thoughts, suggestions, and reactions, importantly. So do stay tuned and post your comments. We'd love to hear from each of you and interact. Thank you so much for tuning in, and have a wonderful rest of the day. Thank you.